calm. Wagwan people, hopefully you can hear me. I hope the sound is decent. I'm here today in the, I was about to call it the murder mile. It's not a murder mile. There's, I think it's the longest strip of chicken shops in the city, maybe the country, potentially. Anywho, I'm going to KHF. A lot of people have been talking about it. We're here in Stepney Green, Whitechapelish. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but this is the, yeah, Myland, London Myland, as it says there on the travelodge. But yeah, that's what we're here to do today. And for now, before we get into the food, we have to get into the prep. Please do. Wow. On foot today, we got the Nike Air Max 90 Bossman Velcro swooshes. Yeah, so I get it. Real people do real things, as they say. And we're gonna go inside, get the meal, and see what's what. So £4. Get 2 wings, burger and chips, it's alright. What's the first strip burger? Could have been cheaper if it was. That's decent, especially nowadays. No, I'm not even me. Let's crack into what's going on here. Alright, okay, yeah. So you can already see what's happening here. There's look at me people, look at me. There's a bit of bias. I'm not keen on the bias. I don't want the bias. I want the truth. That's what I really want. That's what I'm here for.
Genuine.
Okay, so judging from sight alone, this is the meal. How is there cheese? Why is there cheese? Well, that will be added into what's going in because I didn't ask for cheese. He must have thought that he was doing me a favor. That is not what cheese and chicken, especially.
It's 2021.
Of all the years.
Hello.
Hi.
Can we have photo? You want to have food?
Nah, I just want to eat. Sorry. Cheers. Yeah, this is like the, oh man, I'm gonna have to do this quickly because it's bait, super bait. Is the friend catching me? Calm. Alright, getting started with the chips here.
What do you say about chips?
Now, obviously salt and pepper is doing it big favors. Feel free. What do you reckon?
It's not favourable.
Exactly. Now, for me, it's a bit too. It's very fresh, which is good. I like the freshness. Also, because of the freshness, I can't necessarily. The temperature's kind of putting it off a little bit. Well, it's alright. It's alright. It's potato content inside is pretty blessed. As you can see from several different bites. Slight crispness to it, but it's verging on the stage of, you know, the skin being breached and being overridden with oil and grease, because it is quite, look at that, you know, give it a good pinch and you can see the grease. So it focusing?
There we go. Yeah, ooh, greasy.
Yeah, so, and you can tell, it's got a certain hollow kind of element to it, in as much as there is decent potato content. So out of 5, I'd honestly have to give it like a, I'd say it's like a 3.4.
3.4.
3.4. It can get by, especially if you're doing up sauce and that, but as is, it's not a thing. You don't need to worry about the rest. Onto the wing then. Give you a young rotisserie. It's looking well spiced, it's looking well seasoned. Texture's feeling a little bit soft.
A little bit what?
Soft. Let's see what's going on. You can see it's steaming. It's fresh.
That's a hot wing.
It is indeed a hot wing. It's hot in a couple ways. Scoville units, they're soft. Units are, they're talking still. Loud. Whatever chili is in there, listen, this isn't any light paprika. You know, a light little black pepper, it's not that. These, when they're getting heat. The heat is a bit distracting from flavour. Because the flavour has an odd kind of twang to it. You know when you go to a kebab shop? And there's a twang to the wings, because this is the wings.
Yeah.
They all have the same kind of twang. It slightly has that. I'm not sure what it is. I think the Bossman might be. I think the Bossman might slightly be giving away the game. Hopefully not. But nevertheless, the wing.
To the bone again, yeah.
Listen, it's customary. But now, okay, you can see the bone. The bone is just a bone, but we're talking about the actual wing here. The texture is a bit. The texture is quite underwhelming. It doesn't maintain any sort of crunch. There's a crunch on the edges a little bit. The main body is soft. I don't like too tough. Spices are there. It's a little bit overbearing, I can't lie. Because there is a sweet spot. You know, usually it's missing from a lot of places, but there's a sweet spot and it's kind of slightly surpassed that. Actual chicken itself, flesh, everything. It's nice. Fairly succulent. Pretty decent. And I can't fault that too much, but out of 5 overall, so I have to give it a, you know, there's some imbalanced factors here. So 3.7.
3.7.
Yeah, for me. It's a bit too. There's a lot that's missing in the bite, and maybe being fresh, hot is one of the things that added to it. Because of how when they, you know, it's nice to fall off the bone, but when it flies off the bone, sometimes I have to question its actual quality. But onto the burger. Take care. Cheers. Yeah, it's looking like a lot. the lettuce. The lettuce is looking wet.
Is that not affection?
A lot of lettuce is affection. It being wet, that is, I can't lie, I might have to say incompetence. He gave me a double fillet, again, to be nice. There's cheese here though. That for me is not nice. So, and then when we look at the fillet itself, when I speak on filu pastry, now you can understand. That's quite nice, but bear in mind, judging by how thin it was and how loose it is, that will not make up for the flavour of everything else going on. All the lettuce and the burger sauce and the bread
And the cheese?
and the cheese, especially the cheese. I'm not sure if I'll be tasting whatever seasoning was on that specifically. We shall see.
It did kill me. I thought I was dying the next day. But you know what? Sorry, I went out in it, and when I come out, I was like, I had a drink. I thought, oh, this is nice. The next day, my chest was burning. I was at work, dying. I just got that no. See you later.
Look at this.
What's happening here?
You can see what's happening. You can see how much chicken is and isn't in there. Lacking on quality a lot. I'm not surprised. You know what's mad? See, the mad thing really is the fact that most people don't get a double up. Brother, what is? Listen, you see how the buns were falling apart? It wasn't toasted, because when it does toast, you get a nice thin layer of somewhat, because obviously in the bread there's, you know, two sugars. That's what ends up burning, I think, don't quote me on that. So when stuff burns and it gets that little char, I think it's the sugars in there that might be slightly caramelizing, maybe. I'm not sure the exact science on that, but let me tell you this: when it is toasted, it becomes firm, it's strong.
I don't see any toast on this one.
And the sign of breakage is proof that on the underside is weak, which is why when you add but wet lettuce to it, breakage ensues.
Brother.
That is a science, and here you're seeing the catastrophe that comes from it. Okay, I can probably manage one real bite here before the whole thing dies. That was barely a real bite. Because everything's sliding now.
Whoa.
Listen to me. Look, brother. In a real life, in a real life, this is not me. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't. It's a madness. Okay, let me salvage what could be salvaged. I'm trying here. So I applied pressure, and this is all I managed to salvage. So this is the one bite, the one true bite that we can get of the burger. getting into the rest of this. Assembly was alright, but because of all the factors mentioned, particularly with the bread not being toasted well enough, they doubled up. They gave me 2 fillets, which is nice, you know. Thanks for 2 fillets. Didn't like the cheese. That didn't help with the flavour, and probably added to the slipperiness and slidiness of it all. The chicken itself, well, you could see. You know, when you think of a fillet, you don't think it would look like this. In terms of, like, obviously, this is real chicken. This is a real. You can see real striations here, but nevertheless, it's lacking the thickness of a real legit fillet that you typically get and expect. The whole thing falling apart. The breading suffering. That's the problem. It was the breading. Because of that, it couldn't hold itself together. I tried to apply pressure. Everything just wanted to run with gravity and drop. What didn't drop stayed in my hands and broke away from everything that dropped with gravity. So it's a big issue. I'd have to say, based on the chaos and catastrophe this was, and also flavour, because again, as I mentioned, a little bit of this, not bad, fairly decent. You add that to the whole burger, you can't taste any of it, because you got the chicken there, you got the cheese there, you got the bread, you got the sauce, you got the lettuce, all detracting away from those piercing. That if they had this on there, it might cut through, because the Scoville units in there, they really do cut through. But with what this was, it didn't cut through. So collectively together, I'd obviously have to say it's a 2.7.
A what?
2.7. And I think a big factor of that also does come down to, I won't say it's starting construction, but the construction, well, how it reconstructed based on the rest of what was going on. That's about it for this. You know, listen, Miranda, I don't even need to crack it open yet. You know I can trust Miranda. She's a darling.
The darling.
She's a darling.
She's good to you.
Indeed she is. But you know, hospitality here is good. Shop looks nice, pretty clean, pretty blessed. Nice atmosphere, prices. Bravo. Prices, not too shabby, pretty decent. So overall, I'd have to say the shop it's a solid 4.
Not bad.
The burger though, brother, you heard what I said. I think I'll have to evacuate from now. Good day, good night, and stay tuned. Oh yeah, by the way, we have Jess, Continental Jess behind the camera.
You lied to me, I wasn't meant to be here.
Yeah, when VP's back, VP will be back. But at the moment, he's on holiday, enjoying himself. So, that's why the episode looks as it does. And, hey, that's it.
How is it? Yeah.
Just filming to eat food and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You got a YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, I make one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Put it on there.
Yeah, I'm going to start next week. See how it goes.
Yeah, what's your name?
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah.
Your YouTube account.
YouTube. I'll decide the name later. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I hope I see you on there anyway.
Cool. Cheers.